Twisted Fate has all of the tools a support needs. He has a CC, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So in theory, the pick could work, but I have found a master player who has invented a special speed build and runes that he used to climb from low elo all the way to master. His account name is even called Yes TF Support, just to make sure his team knows he isn't trolling. I interviewed him to find out how such a simple point-and-click CC champion can be made into a viable pick to climb with. But first, I'm super excited to announce a new sponsor for the channel that's going to let us make even more videos about crazy picks. They're a huge supporter of esports, being a partner with Cloud9, as well as now supporting our content. This video is sponsored by Blockchain.com. Whether you already use crypto or have just heard of it, Blockchain.com is perfect because it's the easiest and most powerful crypto wallet you can get. It's super easy to sign up. You just give them a few details, including a quick identity check, and you're done, ready to buy and trade crypto. If you're new to crypto, Blockchain.com has a learning portal to teach you about the different types of cryptocurrencies, why each one is useful, and teach you everything about what your wallet can do. It's not a new company, actually it was founded in 2011, with 30% of all Bitcoin network transactions taking place through their service. Having over 81 million wallets working in over 200 countries, they truly are a huge brand that you can trust, even having 24/7 live chat support in case you ever need it. Use the link in the description to sign up and also get 0 fees on your first trade as a bonus. Thanks so much to them for sponsoring this video. Our player, Yes TF Support, actually didn't start playing this pick to climb. He was playing normal games with some friends who were lower rank, and wanted a troll support pick to play with them to make sure he wasn't tryharding and carrying every game. Deciding to test TF, he had one of the most fun league games he could remember. After being burnt out with ranked and playing his main champions, TF Support was a breath of fresh air. Instead of going back into ranked with his main, he made a smurf to play only TF Support. He was playing a completely new champion in a new role, so he wasn't just stomping games. He had to learn everything again, managing to climb all the way to master with just this pick. But the reason it works is not the champion, it's the special speed build and playstyle he has created. At level 1 he takes W. This ensures he has his stun card ready for any fight. He doesn't want to play aggressive early on, because his plan requires he gets to level 3. So playing safe, he waits for enemies to make mistakes, even cycling his gold card for extra time, because this can pressure enemies to walk away just from the possibility of being stunned. At level 2, TF takes his Q, using it to poke and get gold from his support item. At level 3, taking his E, instead of staying in lane, TF actually bases immediately, buying boots for 300 gold. This unlocks his Predator for some super early movement speed. Coming back to lane with the extra speed and full health, TF can actually chase down the enemy AD carry, catching and igniting for a kill. Since it's so early on, no one else has boots, and TF can do whatever he wants, even going for a mid row with movement speed from his runes and popping Predator just outside of vision, flashing forward to set up his mid and collect the kill. This roam timing is actually perfect for the mid laner to get level 6, and TF doesn't mind trading his life at any point in the game for a kill, as he's always going to be just as useful regardless of his deaths. He'll always have this point and click CC, and that's one big benefit of this pick. TF Support is just like playing against a scripting Thresh or Blitzcrank that cannot miss a hook. The CC and range is just as good. Landing it is usually the hardest part, especially when you're under pressure, but TF doesn't have this problem, which just makes the game easier. At level 4 he starts to max W, which is something you don't usually get to do this early on. Mid TF is forced to max Q first for the wave clear, otherwise he would just get pushed in and be unable to roam. The W max increases the stun duration, meaning it's now 2 seconds, which is very effective for picks. Overall, this guy hates his AD carry. He doesn't think they're a useful role, and prefers to leave them alone, roaming to help the rest of his team, but he does still manage to make it back just in time to save them from a dive, thanks to his mobility boots. Funnily, he says that AD carries are the worst players in the game, since their role is so much about just CSing, and requires the support to be near them all the time for them to be useful, still not buying any damage, getting as much movement speed as fast as he can. Movement speed is TF's best stat. It's crazy how fast TF can just run from bot lane into a fight, zooming in to set up picks, and be the difference his team needs. Even if the enemy support leaves lane first, you can often get there before them, and then he gets his ultimate, and it gets even faster, having the range to be laning bot lane, pressuring with his AD carry, but then instantly teleport mid to the fight, and give his team a numbers advantage. It's so fast that your AD carry is going to have a hard time inting while it happens, but we all know they'll probably still walk up for just one range minion and get hooked. He told me that he never buys control wards, and the reason is because he doesn't want to waste gold, preferring to get his first item as fast as possible. This item is Rapid Fire Cannon, not buying his mythic, and I just love this adaptation so much. Rapid Fire is vital for TF, extending his pick range even further, but mid TF is forced to buy mana and AP first, so they can manage the wave, which is really boring. Support TF can just skip this thanks to the support item giving mana, and power spike really early. It's so much easier for TF to hit a gold card than it is for an enemy to position well against it. He can sprint forward with the ridiculous range, land it and then sprint away to stay safe. With a low cooldown 2-second point and click CC, and way more movement speed than anyone else in the game, TF can run into a lane and guarantee a stun will land. Often this is the hardest part of a gank, and after you land the CC, the kill is free. Some champions just need a hard CC to land, and they can finish off the kill. TF easily provides this, much easier than a skill shot support. The hard CC sets up your teammates' skill shots, so they don't have to predict the enemy's movement and end up missing. Nautilus ult is really good for a similar reason. If enemies get clicked on, they can't avoid your team's follow-up. Picking up Shirelia's as his second item, mostly for himself, letting him chase enemies even faster, and get picks that shouldn't be possible. It must be so annoying to play against a build like this. You can run in, get a stun card, sprint out again to safety, then run back in again after a few seconds for another 2-second targeted stun, continuously disrupting any player you choose. This means that assassins can't assassinate, especially the invisible ones that get seen by your ultimate. Tanks aren't mobile enough to escape from you in fights, and carries can't outplay the hard CC, so are set up to easily be picked off. One thing I see a lot in solo queue is a team that's not ahead, so either they're even or behind, not having full vision of an upcoming objective. So then people go in one by one into fog of war and all die, getting them super far behind and still losing the objective. TF's ultimate is an easy solution to this, meaning you don't have to set up vision for an objective. You have time to make a play and then still use ult to face check the bushes and contest it. It's actually a perfect solo queue solution to this problem, because you can't really coordinate with your team like you can in pro play. You can just decide when you give vision of everyone. Another benefit is that since you're a support, if you go in and get a stun card on a fed carry, but then you die, that's fine because it's worth the trade. Often if your mid lane TF does this and dies, then you end up trading evenly, which isn't always great. You can see that this player has a lot more deaths than he does kills. Late game is normally TF's strongest point, and support TF is pretty good here as well. Any stun card at this point should set up a kill. TF support says that if you're standing still for 2 seconds late game, you're asking to get killed, so gold card can force this to happen. Until you've played TF support with this build, you won't believe how easy it is to get cards off with no risk. Popping Shirelia's and Predator late game gives you stupid movement speed. Even if enemies run away, they'll still get hit, no matter how safe they've been playing. You can even run faster than your card travels through the air. Here's his full build, going Deadman's Plate for more movement speed, and to cover his lack of tankiness, making the pick a bit less risky, because no one's gonna focus you if you have no damage and are tanky. Also getting Zhonya's last item. His runes are all for movement speed as you would expect, synergizing with the build. But is this pick actually good? We need to give it a rating. The pros of this pick are obvious. You got hard CC, it's point and click, which is easy setup for your team. It's great mid game and late game to get picks. But the list of negatives unfortunately is a bit longer. You lack damage to carry unlike other AP supports. In exchange you do have great tools, but you lack everything else, including really any tankiness early on. So if your team needs to face check something, TF will die if he is the one doing it. So you are giving your team a lot, but you also limit your team in other ways. This is really obvious when you see how good this pick is when you're ahead, but how bad it is when you're behind. Even this stats website specifically says that he loses 19% more games than the average player when he's behind. By itself, this wouldn't be a big deal, because if you're behind in solo queue, you probably messed up early game, and TF shouldn't be falling behind if he played everything correctly. But when you add it on to the other negatives, the rating needs to go down a little bit. This pick is clearly still viable. In all elos from low elo to master, this player has proven it, and it's also one of the most fun picks we found, so I'd still recommend trying it. Thanks again to blockchain.com for sponsoring this video, and thank you for watching.